Hello viewers and fellow YouTubers, Mr. Leonidas here, and I hope you're doing well. I have in front of me a version of the M9 bayonet. This one is made by Phrobis, and they contracted Buck to actually make this one, as far as I know, which is really neat. But I'm going to go ahead and dedicate this video to Army Stinger 150 because of his service to the United States military. And also, I mean, he is a good friend of mine, and he was very interested to see the M9 bayonet that I've recently picked up. I got this one on eBay. There's a lot of really good finds you can get on there with these knives. There's several different generations of them. This one happens to be a 4th generation. I was just really excited about this knife in general. I've always really just sort of liked the design ever since I was pretty much a kid. Just thought it was just a really cool, awesome, just military knife, very functional looking. Always just really excited about it. So I'm just really happy and proud to present this knife to you. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get it out of the scabbard and we'll take a look at it. I'm going to go ahead and give some, just a little bit of history about it. The M9 bayonet was it was originally made in 1986 is when they started making the first generations, and there were several companies that were contracted out to make these M9 bayonets, and Phrobis was one, and they actually, like I was saying before, they contracted that out to Buck Knives, and so this particular one should be made by Buck. And like I said before, also this is a Generation 4, and from my research, Generation 4 is going to have 4 lines of text on the blade. I have M9, Phrobis 3, USA, and patent pending on there. So 4 lines, and it would have been made around or after 1992. So this knife is it's got over 20 years in it, which is really neat to me. So it's like a piece of history, but the best part of it all, it's a very functional piece of history, which I really like. I'm going to go ahead and talk about the scabbard a little bit. Always love this style scabbard. Something about it just always attracted me to it. Really cool back here. Has just a sharpening stone for survival purposes. There is the little Phrobis. It's like a dolphin. Really cool little symbol back there. And you'll see those on just different parts of the knife and on the scabbard, especially right there. And man, for being the age of the knife, and the buttons, the material, this like nylon Cordura based material, it's held up really well. This pouch is in pretty good shape. It's really cool. You can see the markings of the original owner on that. And this is actually a combat return, so it really is a piece of history. And then the original owner, or several owners, scratched in letters, numbers. Man, it's just a really awesome piece of history. So there's the back of it. It is the belt clip is Alice compatible, and I don't actually own any Alice gear, so I just simply use it as a belt clip. And then actually it's really cool as you can pop them open like that. Actually both sides got a pretty good spring to it. Pop it open, and I'm sure you could put it on even like maybe Pal's webbing, but I like it because it's got a quick detach buckle on there, which is really superb on a larger tactical combat knife like this. You can drop this knife fast, or at least the scabbard fast if you need to for any reason. And I like the loops on there. It's really nice. And then it's just very well made scabbard for what it is. And I just like the feel. And it's got this cool wire cutter bit on here. I have used this to cut barbed wire. It's actually very effective, and it gets really just tight, and you just really pop it, tear it through what you need to. The only weird thing about it is you have to cut towards yourself, but if you're wearing gloves, it doesn't make me very uncomfortable. There's one final thing I wanted to mention about the sheath that was actually very important to me when purchasing this knife, is I really prefer the M9 bayonet style scabbards with just the single strap of retention there. They have those other variants that have another retention strap on the handle, and I actually really like just having the one there because I think it's got good fast draw on there. You don't have to bother with the other retention. You can just reach down and grab your knife and draw it out of the sheath. And there's actually a little retention spring in there. Can't see it. It's just like a little piece of metal that is kind of just springs on the blade and keeps it nice and taut and maintains tension. So you can see right there is I got the knife completely upside down. It's still held in there really well. So that was a big factor for purchasing was the retention style for this. I like just how it looks. I think it's pretty neat having that fold over snap on that knife and then being able to quickly grab it out. That's a Scabbard. Just a cool looking Scabbard. I've always favored this style. I think it's just it just looks so functional to me, and I like the hard scabbard, and then having the soft pouches, and then the little bit of cordura. I think that just looks awesome. And I'll go and show you what I've got in this pouch here. I'm just keeping a fire steel, a tops whistle, just for when I'm out in the woods, you know, just things I might need, especially for survival purposes. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into the meat of the matter and show the knife. Man, that is one wicked looking knife. And I've seen some information about there on some forums. Guys were talking like this is a horrible survival knife because it's not full tang. And I'm sorry, but I've used this knife out quite a bit, and I just completely disagree with that. I think this is a fantastic functional utility, survival, combat, fighting. Man, it's just, when you put it in your hand, it's just impressive. It's just a mean hunk of steel. It really is. So I'm going to start with the blade on down to the handle, and you've got this clip point, and it's actually not like real pointy, which is absolutely fine because we just honestly wouldn't make any sense on a bayonet because you're using force over sharpness. But I will tell you, it's just stainless steel. Actually holds a really good edge. I've seen pretty good for chopping for a straight edge combat knife. Really like the sawback. It's very aggressive. It's got a lot of these little bits of saw pieces in there. They're not very spread apart. There's a ton of them. So similar to like a hacksaw, to be honest with you. And it has this angle cant here on the back of the blade, which until you get this in your hand, it's just really hard to explain how it just feels like a tool, like a heavy duty destructive tool in your hand. I just love how it feels. I love that eyelet there for the wire cutter. It's just awesome. So moving on back, and actually show the back side of the blade here. Yes, this fuller is for weight reduction. It is not a blood groove. That does not exist. That's just sort of like a fairy tale thing that, especially on those USMC K-bar knives, they're not there for a blood groove. So I just wanted to go ahead and expel any myths about that. Love the Bayonet Lug on there. The only thing so far is actually the end cap of the Bayonet Lug has caught my hand a few times, but nothing, not a big deal, especially if you wear gloves. And I have not been able to attach a lanyard. I've almost been thinking attaching it to the Bayonet Lug here, or maybe just wrapping one around the pommel, but I haven't completely decided yet. But I really like the guard, and then you have, like I said, you have that pommel there to attach for your bayonet on your rifle. And then as for the grips here, I think they're completely awesome grips because they look like pineapple grenade grips. It's like this rubberized textured grip, and it's actually pretty comfortable for a straight sort of just combat knife. There's no curvature in the blade, there's no curvature in the handle, just straight down fighting knife at that point. Really neat. And overall, I mean, it's only 12 inches long. The blade here is about 7 inches, but the actual cutting edge is only around 6, which I think is fine. It's not a big deal. I mean, especially for just a utility knife like this. Not necessarily the best bushcraft knife, but I think it's a fine survival knife. I mean, it's just a combat utility tool, and I think that's exactly, it does the job perfectly at that point. And it's just, man, it's just a neat looking knife. Just really impressed when you get this in your hand. Just the feel of it, man. It's hard to describe. Really, I've always wanted this knife. I couldn't be happier with it. I mean, it's been used in combat and carried, and with that history in it, and man, it's impressive. It really is. I mean, I didn't think I would be this happy about it, but I really am. So I just wanted, like I said, just wanted to share the knife and some history and some specifications for it, my thoughts on it. I mean, I dig this knife. And just thanks again to Army Stinger. Like I said, he really wanted to check this out. And to all my other YouTube buddies out there, I always appreciate your support and to anyone who watches. So thank you so much for your time. It's Mr. Leonidas signing out, and have a good one. that was very nice.